Hello, happy Monday. Happy Monday, and welcome back to another episode of Astrology After Dark. My name is Kay Catrice. I am the Natal Chart Navigator, and I am an occupational energetic alignment strategist. So basically, what I do is I help open minded women to align with the perfect occupation for them based on the energies they were born with. And I do that via navigating their astrological natal birth charts. And so, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. And so, tonight I'm going to be talking about how you can use this Mercury retrograde to your advantage. Okay. When you think about Mercury retrograde, the first thing people are like, oh my gosh, my computer's not going to act right. Technology's going to act up. Things are going to be all over the place. People are going to be driving super crazy, and they really are. But, because these are all things that are governed by Mercury. Mercury is all about communication and short distance travel. And so tonight I'm going to give you what I have. I think I have three things here, three ways you can use Mercury retrograde to your advantage. Okay. And so this Mercury retrograde is in the sign of Libra, and it's also going to go back into the sign of Virgo. Libra is all about partnerships, relationships, personal relationships, business relationships. It's also about negotiations and contracts, okay? And so, one of the things you can do right now to use this Mercury retrograde is to review and revisit any type of agreements or contracts that you have out. Okay, so if you've taken now, if you haven't taken out any contracts, okay, like I wouldn't say go into any new contracts. I would wait until after the retrograde period. So wait until about say the 5th or 6th of October, maybe, to think about going into some contract, brand new contracts. But if you've already had some contracts out, you already had some agreements out, and they may not be working as well as you thought they were. Now is the time for you to review those contracts, for you to review those agreements, and if they are, still in line with the main reason why you took them out. Okay, so the initial purpose for you taking out those contracts or taking out those agreements, if they're still, doing what they need to be doing, what you wanted them to, then cool, leave them intact. But if they are not, look and see if there's any way that you can, maybe make some adjustments to them. You might need to call the person who you are with and, kind of make some adjustments, see if you can make some, you know, adjustments to them. And if you can't, and it's something that, it's just not a good fit, see if there's any way that you can get out of the contract, not just necessarily saying, hey, I'm not going to be in the contract anymore, but see if there's any way you can get, maybe, you can buy your way out of the contract, or hopefully they'll just, you would be able to just renegotiate and get something that would be a little more favorable for both parties. Okay. The second thing that you can use this retrograde for is to plan for the future. Okay. So, this Pisces full moon that we just had on the 10th, this full moon was basically giving us a reset. Okay. We are moving now. The next full moon is going to be Aries. Aries is the very first sign of the zodiac. It's a get starter type of energy. It's a very fiery energy. It's a cardinal energy, and so it just takes off. And so before we get into that, you want to take this time to look at, okay, where do I see things going for me, especially when it comes to career or business. Where is it that I see my life going? Do I see me staying in this current job or career that I am? This business is this flourishing? Flourishing. How can I scale it so that it flourishes even more? If it's not flourishing, okay, what is going on? Is there something that I need to be tweaking? Or is this a business that's even really aligned with who I am at the core of who I am? I am, because you may in a business or you may be in a career that's not even aligned with who you are. You know, you may have just gotten into this because you're like, a bunch of people say you can make some money. You know what I'm saying? And so while it really may make a whole lot of money for, those people, it may not be aligned to you. And so you may be working really super hard and doing a lot of hustling for a business that's not aligned to you, when you can take this time, you know, out, who you are at the core, figure out what what things are what money making opportunities, geez, and then to do to get aligned. We need to do to be in that. Do I need to go back to just switch industries? Like, what is it that I need to do? So this is a great time to revisit that. Okay, and then the third thing that you want to look at is, because on September 23rd, Mercury moves back into Virgo. Okay. Virgo is all about service. Okay. And so you need to be looking at, okay, how am I showing up in the world? How am I serving? And not just how am I showing up in the world for others, but how am I showing up in the world for myself? How am I showing up for myself? Okay. Are you, how are you serving yourself? Are you, always putting others first and you last? You can't pour from an empty cup. And so, you definitely want to take this time to look at your relationship with yourself. And what are you doing to nurture yourself? What are you doing to serve yourself? How are you, your goals and your dreams and your aspirations? What are you doing to further those along? Okay. What are you doing to make sure that you are fulfilling the needs and the desires that you have for yourself before you go out and try to fulfill those needs for others? Okay, so this is definitely a time you want to use this time to just go back through and just think about any contracts and agreements that you have, to think about where do you see yourself in the future, and also, how are you serving yourself? How are you showing up for you? Okay. We show up for everybody else, but how are you going to show up for you? Okay. And so this is something that, women, as a woman, that is something that, we're taught to serve others, to make sure everybody else is good. But we have to make sure that we are good first before, you know what I'm saying, others. Before we can make sure others are good, we have to make sure we are good first. Okay. And so I hope that you found value in these few three tips that I gave on how you can use this Mercury retrograde in Libra and Virgo to your advantage. Okay. And so if you found value, please do share it out. If you are on Facebook, and if you are watching this from YouTube, go ahead, give it a like, and then also subscribe and click the bell so that you get notifications every time I go live. Okay. And now, if you are like, you know what? I have been, kind of reassessing my life, and I just don't, I just don't feel satisfied where I am. This business that I am in, it feels like it's just, I want a business that feels good to me and it doesn't feel forced. And I want, or you're somebody who is like, I can't do this job anymore. I just got to get up out of here. I just need to know what's the best job for me, a job that I would really like, I would really love. If either one of those is speaking to you, then you might want to go ahead and book a reading with me, a career reading with me. Okay. You can go to my Calendly link, calendly.com/, the natal chart navigator. I have all the information right here in the comments, so you'll be able to see it, how much it costs, the link to book, and everything. Okay. So you definitely can go ahead and book that reading. And so I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Monday. Great start to the week. And I hope you have an amazing week. And I'll be back right here on Wednesday with another episode of Astrology After Dark. And remember that possibilities are endless. Okay. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. And that should make you smile because the way to get there will always be shown. Have a great one.